Hey! Hi! How you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. Everything in moderation. Hopefully you've heard of this concept before. I find it to be a very important rule of life to, at the very least, consider. Not something to solemnly live by, but to always keep those free words in the back of your head for the sake of perspective. To help keep yourself grounded in any particular situation, and take a step back to examine whether or not you're being far too apathetic about something, or being far too passionate about something to the point of harmful, irrational actions. Again, everything in moderation. So you see, when I look at the video game community online as it is right now, I can't help but think to myself, we're taking video games way too seriously. Now, I love video games. I am certainly passionate about video games. They are my favorite hobby. They are my favorite form of entertainment and artistry and storytelling. I love video games, make no mistake. But I never lose sleep over them, and I'm never truly angered by them. I can be annoyed by them. I can be somewhat frustrated by them. And if it ever appears like I am projecting some form of anger concerning video games in any of my videos, I assure you, I'm not. I may be trying to inject some more over-the-top emotion to make the video entertaining, but actual legitimate hatred or anger concerning video games, it doesn't make any rational logic to me. You see, when it comes to security, economic, political, or social issues, it makes complete sense for individuals to be heated over these topics, because these concern and affect people's livelihoods. There's actual, real, legitimate stakes on the line, and while it is unfortunate, it makes perfect sense that hatred and anger would be generated by people when getting involved with these issues. But video games? Electronic entertainment? It perplexes me, and it quite frankly disturbs me a bit. All the zealousy and the vitriol concerning video games. I'm not just making reference to a single individual aspect when it comes to video games, I mean everything. From story to gameplay to graphics, to content to pricing, to updates, patches, and changes, to multiplayer matches and single-player campaigns. It gets to a point where I have to ask the question because of how seriously some people are taking video games. Did I miss something? Was there a huge cultural change and shift while I wasn't looking? Are video games now a paramount pillar of society and culture? Did video games all of a sudden become a religion and I just missed the memo? I apologize, but this is just beyond me, how some people within the gaming community can quite literally despise one another over video games. Now please, don't misunderstand me. Context is important. Context matters. When you have politicians and political, cultural, activist ideologues attempting to censor video games, attempting to censor products and art, yes, that is something to be emotionally passionate and heated about. No one likes when some ignorant and arrogant, misinformed person or persons come in and start telling you what forms of harmless fun you can and cannot take part in. When selfish parties seek to obtain and manipulate power, you're gonna stand up to that. So yes, I confess, in specific instances, within a certain context, it's absolutely justified to take video games seriously. However, genuinely and actively loathing a person, insulting another person over their opinions or personal preferences when it comes to video games? Well, maybe, if you stop to think for a moment, you might be taking video games, maybe, just maybe, a tad too seriously? I mean, if we're all being honest with each other, how other people besides you think and feel about any particular video game that you like or dislike does not affect you in any meaningful way. Some examples: why would you ever care if someone enjoys a video game like Destiny 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Call of Duty, Mass Effect Andromeda, Fallout 3, Fallout 4? I mean, honestly, seriously, why? Why would you care? Someone enjoys, someone likes a video game you don't like. It doesn't matter, it's inconsequential. People are having fun enjoying and playing video games just as you have fun enjoying and playing your favorite video games. And to give more examples on the other side of the spectrum, How could you possibly be bothered if someone dislikes a video game that you particularly like or enjoy? So what if someone doesn't like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Super Mario Legend of Zelda, Metal Gear Solid, The Last of Us, Uncharted, God of War, Nier Automata? Again, alright, someone doesn't like these games, someone didn't find these games enjoyable. How is that any sort of justifiable or logical reason to therefore dislike, or even take it a step further, hate and insult another person over video games that they don't like or enjoy? Oh no, someone has different opinions and preferences in video games that aren't the same as yours. The horror? Now that's obvious sarcasm, but I hope you see where I'm coming from with this. Opinions and preferences in video games are not a reasonable, rational justification for however or not we should treat someone in a positive or negative manner. You know what I genuinely hate? I hate that I have to come off and be perceived and project as being condescending towards whom I hope and expect to be adults in a way that comes off as talking down to a child. I don't want to treat or talk at grown adults like children. I'd hope that the gaming community, which is mostly comprised of adults, actually behaved like adults. I shouldn't fucking have to explain such basic childish concepts. Don't treat other people like garbage over their opinions on video games. It makes no sense to hate another person over their opinions on video games. In that context, it's irrational, it's childish, it's pitiful, and even to an extent despicable. But to be more open-minded about this subject, perhaps in a certain context it is justified. Of course, hatred and insults over opinions on video games is never justified, but hatred, insults, more importantly criticism directed towards those who tell lies and spread misinformation on video games, well, there's a case to be made there for that negative response to be the appropriate reaction. I am an advocate for more nuanced thinking after all. Not every subject, not every topic is black and white, good versus evil. While I can absolutely acknowledge and examine other perspectives, I'm here to present my own perspective, how I think and feel towards this specific subject, topic, and situation. And I say there are far too many in the gaming community that take video games far too seriously, that treat video games as if they are some sort of life and death scenario, some religion that you must be a zealot towards and follow a strict code. And while I love video games, while I am passionate about video games, other people, other human beings are more important. And that's not an opinion, that's a fact. We need each other. And treating each other like garbage over what video games we play, what video games we like and dislike, what video games we buy and spend money on, well, it's unproductive, it's wasteful, it's harmful. So many video games, a great many video games, with some exceptions of course, have us playing as taking control of a protagonist whom is the hero of their particular story. So many video games push the basic building blocks of society in terms of concepts and themes onto us. To be better, to strive to be better, to help others, to be selfless. And yet you see so many in the video game community promoting the exact opposite behavior. We should absolutely share our passions, our opinions, our perspectives on video games. It makes for interesting discussion, conversation, debate. It helps us grow as people, get to know each other. It can as well possibly make us think, feel, and see video games differently. But it comes to a point where you gotta take a step back. You gotta take everything into account, into moderation, and consider whether or not we're taking this too seriously. To hate and be angry at each other over video games. To start projecting our own personal politics onto games. Oh god, the lunacy. Look, in the end, video games are pixels on a screen that we get to manipulate with controllers and mouses and keyboards. Yes, they can be utilized to make engaging experiences that we want to come back to and feel that, well, feeling that that experience provides us. Video games can tell beautiful, emotional, impactful stories. They can help us, even for just a moment, escape and not have to worry about the harsh realities of day-to-day life. But still, at the end of the day, they are just pixels on a screen. They're not actual living, breathing things with a mind behind them, although they can project the illusion of one. But we, you and me, people, human beings, we are what I hope to be, what I believe in to be the most important part of life. To prioritize a video game above a person, it just doesn't compute with me. Now, video games absolutely deserve respect as an art, as a product, as a hobby, as a job. They deserve respect and not to be slandered or lied about. But we need to remember the people behind video games, the people that make them, the people that play them. Take into consideration everything in moderation. In my opinion, from my perspective, we're taking video games too seriously. The passion is being misdirected and misused. I hope, however, in some small way, this video that I've presented to you helps us get things back on track and maybe not take video games so seriously. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy life. Enjoy the people around us. Life is too short to take video games so seriously. Anyways, that's been a video. I hope you liked the video. If you did indeed like the video in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to hit the like button. And the like button helps you, helps me, helps everybody involved with you. Hit the like button. Please leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you commented nearly enough comments, please leave a comment. If you want to help out and support this video, then please share it on social media, Twitter, and Facebook. If you want to help out and support me directly, well, there's always Patreon. Anyways, guys, that's been a video, and I'll see you all later.